So I know that we're worried about positions like the linebacker position. What are we going to have at running back? Do we have depth at the receiver position? Who's our starting corners? What are we going to do? Are we going to draft a corner? There's so much stuff going on. But there's one position I really want to talk about right now, and that's the safety position. Malcolm Jenkins has been the true heart of this defense, the lead vocalist of this defense, like a lead singer in a fucking band. And without him, the defense kind of loses a heartbeat. Rodney McLeod, I thought we were going to be cutting ties with Rodney McLeod. But you saw these safeties between Vaccaro, Landon Collins. You're seeing these safeties get paid a shitload of money. There was no way there was no way. And Howie just knew what the market was for these safeties coming out. And they didn't bite. Rodney McLeod got his deal restructured, and most likely, I think the Eagles saved like $3.4 million, whatever it was. Gave him a lower base salary. And honestly, this is going to be his last year in Philadelphia as a starting safety for the Philadelphia Eagles. Malcolm Jenkins is getting up there in age. Who do you have behind him too? Trey Sullivan? Which isn't that bad. And the crazy thing about Trey Sullivan, like I know we'll all shit on him, but he's been in the system for a while, and he went in there and played when he had to. Rodney McLeod went down. Avonte Maddox moved from safety to outside corner finally when we started winning games and we started finding out where to put these guys. Once Chandon Sullivan was gone and Devontae Ballsby and all these other practice squad corners were gone, I give Malcolm Jenkins another 2 years, maybe 3 the most. Other than that, I think he's got 2 or 3 years left on his deal. Rodney McLeod is going to be gone after this year, and that's going to be a glaring hole for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm not saying that, they still have to sign a third, they still got to find a safety, a third safety. Trey Sullivan could be that back, fourth safety, which is fine. But they need to get that Corey Graham signing. Not saying Corey Graham, but I'm saying a signing like that. That's why I wanted Eric Weddle in free agency. I want to get a nice vet back there. You don't need the best guy back there. You don't need some high-caliber, young 23-year-old safety, okay? You could literally just put somebody back there, which is another signing I think the Eagles will make and will address. But for the future, Malcolm Jenkins will be here for a couple more years, but other than that, that's it. And Eagles got to go find a safety. Okay, whether it's the draft, whether they could go steal one off somebody's team, you know what I mean? It has a 4-year contract left, a 3-year contract left. You know what I mean? Somebody else, I don't know. Maybe that's something they'll address next year. But I wouldn't wait on this too long. The Eagles should not wait on this too long because it is hard finding safeties. And people take positions for granted. Safety is a position that people take for granted because it is hard finding that guy at safety. It is not easy. The Eagles got lucky with this position, okay? For a long time, what was it? After Brian Dawkins left, it was probably, 7, 8 years till we found a safety, and that was Malcolm Jenkins. Stole him from, the Saints just let him go. You know what I mean? And they regretted letting him go. Well, Sean Payton regret letting Malcolm Jenkins leave, becoming such a great leader. And I couldn't believe when we got Malcolm Jenkins the first day. I was just so surprised. I was like, oh my God. When he got signed to the Eagles, it was Jarius Byrd. Don't get me wrong if I said his name wrong. Jarius Byrd or Malcolm Jenkins. And thank God it was Malcolm Jenkins at the time. And he's been such a healthy player. He's played so many snaps, especially when Chip Kelly was here. He played the most snaps of his career. That equal to another game than most average players play in a whole season. You know what I mean? He's been so durable. Whenever he's doing to keep himself healthy is working pretty damn good. Rodney McLeod, on the other hand, has taken a step back. He got paid way too much money. And, he just isn't cutting out for us. Now, look, I didn't think Rodney McLeod was a huge deal, but when he was gone from the lineup, I saw a whole different defense when he was gone. When he was gone from back there in the safety spot, I knew we were missing something, and Rodney McLeod does make a difference now. And it probably took me for him to get hurt to really realize how much of a difference he makes. Now, I know he sometimes screws up his tackling. He gets turned around by a receiver. He takes bad angles when, you know, a running back or receiver gets up to the second, the second level, and he kind of, screws up a tackle once in a while. But he's not the worst player in the world at all. He was known for that big hit when he was a St. Louis Ram at the time. Against the Broncos. I forgot who he hit. He laid out somebody on the sideline. That's the big hit that everybody was like, "Oh my God, this is the kind of guy." And he's really small for a safety, but he plays really big. But this is a glaring hole that the Eagles kind of got to get their hooks into and see if there's maybe they could trade for somebody that could get that third safety spot for now. I don't know what the case is, but we'll find out. I don't doubt how he knows this, the future of these contracts, Malcolm being here for a couple more years, and then, Ronnie McLeod. And Malcolm is going to be all over the field, so we need a third safety this year anyway. Corey Graham's not going to get re-signed. I think it's done. That Corey Graham thing is done now. Trey Sullivan will be the fourth safety. I don't think they trust him enough. And on top of everything else, I don't know how many picks he dropped. This whole defense dropped a lot of easy interceptions this past year in 2018, last season. So we might want to kind of fix that a little bit. But I just want to go over that position with you guys. I know it's a glaring hole. It's going to be a future glaring hole. But I kind of just want to talk to you. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about the position going forward and what you think Howie can do. And should we wait till next year for the draft? Or do you think Howie's got something up his sleeve for, kind of do like a quick thing, try to fleece a safety from somebody? But it's tough. It's not easy. Getting a young safety is not easy. That's going to ball out. So that's about it. So I will see you guys later. Shit's going up. Flowers fly.